Bill,
Yes.
Steve,
Yep.
and I see Bob's coming on right now. And we got headquarters and we got Donald. So as soon as Bob connects, we'll go to step 1B. Okay, there's Bob. Okay, so I did take roll call, and Bob, I did see you were joining, so everyone's on the line. So we're going to do our adventure of the Pledge of Allegiance. So I pledge allegiance
to the flag
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which
for which
it
it stands, one nation, under God,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
justice for all.
Very good.
I'm glad we're not a choir. I think we'd really be struggling. Okay, so, and Mary, I don't know if you were able to see the package. We received the commission package the end of last week. And in the commission package were the meeting minutes from the March 8th meeting. So my question is, did anyone have a chance to look at the meeting minutes, and are there any corrections? I know Leroy and I reviewed them, but is it, anyone else have any comments on the meeting minutes? Okay. I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Abstain? Okay. Public comments, I don't see anybody else on the line other than the district, Donald and the commissioner, so we'll just skip over that. So Chief, we're moving to the Chief's report.
Okay, so I do have a treat this evening. If you can remember, several months ago, I came to you with the request that I would like to put an officer on each piece of apparatus because we did not currently have an officer, or lieutenant or captain on each piece of apparatus. So we have had several candidates sitting on the promotional list kind of in limbo and on hold through COVID, and also in our attempts to make sure that we have enough engineers for each piece of apparatus or acting engineers to be able to take over those positions. And so we're close to that, and we have another engineer exam scheduled. But I extended the promotional lists 1 year for both lieutenant and captain due to COVID, kind of like a lost year. So with that being said, we have several candidates that made sure that not only did they take the written and practical exams, but they did all of the required classes in order to promote to the next level. So if you bear with me while we move to the following room, because we have our candidates in the commission room, as well as members of their family to be promoted for this evening.
All right.
Always a good time for promotion.
Oh, yeah.
Chief, can you hear us? Because you're, oh, thank you. You are on mute. Thank you.
We're good.
So we needed a officer on each piece of equipment. Apparently, we did not have that. So the commission did agree and allow me to fund those positions in order to have an officer on each piece of equipment. Our handicap was that in order to promote engineers to lieutenants, and lieutenants to captains, we needed engineers for this position. That's still a work in progress. However, because of COVID, kind of like the last year, we let the candidates stay on the candidate list a little bit longer. So for this evening, I just want to tell you how much work that your firefighters have done in order to accomplish these ranks. It's not only a written exam, but also a practical skill set exam. And in addition to that, there are courses that they are required to meet through the state and actually federal certifications that they have to meet. So I am very, very proud to say that the candidates that are being promoted tonight have met all of that criteria. So I'm very proud of them, and I know you're probably very proud of them too. So, not to take up too much more of your time, but really, this is their, so we're going to promote 3 individuals to the Senate this evening from engineer to the Senate. So, can I have Jared Michael? And Ryan will stay around to take pictures of family for you guys. What I gotta say, the American. I'm here. Yes, very much to do. Now you want to thank you. Yes. And Bergman. So, I'm very happy. I really want to say a round of applause for all 3. Okay, moving up and moving on. So promote 3 tonight. We actually have 4 candidates eligible for captains. 3 are here this evening. First, Scott McCullough. Thanks, Scott. Hey. You should. Right? I'm glad you could be here. Congratulations. able to raise, she was able to raise $1,200 that went to 12 different families that were given to them right before the Easter holiday to buy a nice dinner for their families for Easter. And they presented those to the families right before Easter, and reportedly, and you can probably understand, some of them were just really heartfelt, crying because they didn't know how they were going to put Easter dinner on the table. So it was a huge deal, and I just wanted to give a shout out to Carrie and also to Steve for organizing yet another tremendous gift to our community. So I wanted to make sure and let you know that. We will be giving another test for experienced recruit firefighters. That's coming up, I believe, next week.
April 22nd.
April
23rd.
22nd. And prior to the PGA, because we kind of be on a hiatus with the PGA coming up and not being able to test it all. And then we're looking at sending inexperienced people again to South Carolina Fire Academy in the August class when it's in full force again. They opened up a little bit early. We did not send any recruits there yet because we just weren't in a comfortable spot yet. But in August, we believe we should be able to ready and send some inexperienced recruits after they're identified to South Carolina Fire Academy. So that being said, I'll have Ryan give you an update on public education and fire prevention, as well as what they've been doing in regard to the PGA.
Sure.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, sir. It's good. There we go. Happy Monday.
Oh, we stole your
Don't steal my thunder.
Happy Monday. For the month of March, St. John's Fire District firefighters and staff installed 46 smoke alarms and also checked or installed 6 child safety seats as well. The Fire Marshal Division is ramping up for the PGA. What comes with the PGA is a whole lot of accessory structures and temporary buildings. So a lot of that is in our purview, and we are working on that for pre-event, and then we'll be there at the event as well. Also, through Charleston County Consolidated Dispatch, we are doing basically an intelligence hub that has been stood up for a while now, but we'll be staffing that as well. That looks at different things going on in the area and how it relates to the PGA and overall safety of all the attendees in mind with that as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Chief. Chief Gilchrist will give the incident report data.
What are you doing? So for the month of March, St. John's answered a call 266 times. Johns Island accounted for 163. Kiowa had 43. Seabrook had 29, and Walden had 31. And you can see in the monthly comparative analysis that we are basically all over exactly where we were in 2020 for the month of March. This year and last year is exact. And that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions. All right.
Okay. All right, I did want to say this week, actually tomorrow, we'll be meeting with Mary Ann Conley from Kiowa Public Safety Committee, as well as Chief Milliken from Charleston County EMS to discuss again about response transport on Kiowa and Seabrook area. I'll let you know after the meeting about how that goes. Later in the week, actually on Friday morning into the afternoon, we have a tabletop exercise with all of the public safety entities, as well as the resort and all of the stakeholders for the PGA. A tabletop exercise that kind of throws scenarios at you, potential for what could possibly happen at the PGA, and then how your agency would interact with that incident. So those are both interesting things coming up this week, actually. I attended a meeting last week with the Seabrook Homeowners Association. It was actually the day after the sign went up that said MUSC Hospital coming soon. No one there seemed to know about the project being resurrected, as well as, you know, Ryan had not been notified that the project had been resurrected, and Chief Milliken from EMS didn't say anything about whether or not Charleston County EMS knew anything about the project being resurrected, but something that we're definitely going to have to find out more information where we are on this actual hospital project for Kiowa and Seabrook. With that,
Chief,
yes.
Did you meet with the mayor of the town, or you actually met with the property owners association?
The Property Owners Association.
Really? Okay. Because
Yes.
I would think the mayor, since it's outside the gate, you might want to check with the mayor to see if they've heard anything.
Yeah, I figured we'd do that next because, I mean, like I said, this was only one day after the sign went up. And I first had to check with Ryan because we had not been told that the project had been resurrected. So, and normally through planning and plans review, Ryan would be notified of any new properties that would be coming into unincorporated Johns Island, which, you know, encompasses Kiowa and Seabrook. So we had not been notified that it was resurrected. So I just wanted to put that out there. Something I definitely will be talking tomorrow to Ms. Conley about, and then reaching out to both mayors of Kiowa and Seabrook to find out if they have an update or a status report on the project.
Chief,
Yes.
in the Post and Courier, they had a lengthy article on it. And basically, the MUSC has to submit to the state to get clearance to build it, a certificate of need. So that's where they are, and they have to wait for that.
Was that recent?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense then.
Chief, this is Donald. I can check with their lawyer. I know the general counsel over there. And I'll just double check with him and sort of see what their timeline is and try to get that to you.
Okay, that would be helpful, Donald. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks. And hopefully that will concur with what Bob read in the paper, but we'll see.
You never know.
Never know, right?
All right. With that, my chief's report is completed for now. I reserve the
Okay,
right to
Ramona,
get back.
Ramona, would you go over the financial reports, please?
All right, so we ended March with a remaining budget goal of 25%, but our actual budget remaining is 34.95%, which is about 10% worth of savings. We had a finance committee meeting on last Thursday, and we discussed some of the savings, which are in the workers' comp category, uniforms, and then the interest on tan category. So Chief and I, we've been discussing where we could probably utilize some of that savings, and we'll probably have a detailed, or will have a detailed, I guess, update for you for the April report. Even though we have that 10% savings, we're keeping an eye on some of the line items like facilities maintenance, equipment maintenance, and the information management line items. Okay, bank balances as of March 31st, operating $11,321,696.43. Our LGIP account is at $11,605. Okay, then the revenue for operating March collections was at $30,682. Of that, we received an insurance reimbursement of roughly $29,000 to cover repairs for a 2000 Pierce pumper. And then we received a wire transfer from Charleston County for $203,000. And that's for our February collections. Okay, expenses, our year-to-date overtime non-standard as of the end of March was $244,000. And then capital project bank balances, our 16 and 17 are at 0. Our 18 is at roughly $2.2 million. And then we closed on our GEO ban and our GEO refunding bond on March 18th. And so that balance in the bank is $2,033,000. We also mentioned at the Finance Committee meeting the 3-year spend down of our general obligation bond. And I just wanted to mention that the 2018 was issued, I believe, on July 26th of 2018. So that 3 years coming up. Any questions on
No, but the
operating
further
on the capital
comment,
projects?
no, well, on the capital projects, and Bill had mentioned the balance on Station 4 is around 2.2 million, and obviously, they're trying to finish Station 4 before July 17th, so it sounds like we'll be okay, that we'll be spending down that bond issue before the July 26th date.
Correct. All right, moving on to the dashboard. Our year-to-date property tax revenue is at $14.3 million. The monthly property tax revenue for March decreased by $77,000 from last March collections. However, the year-to-date, we have an increase in tax revenue by $282,000. Our year-to-date operating expenditures as of the end of March is at $9.4 million, and expenses are down by $175,000 from last year. As I mentioned, the operating cash at the end of March is $11.3 million compared to $9.5 last year. Bond cash available, $4.3 million, which includes the 2018 and 2021 bond, compared to $8.1 million last year. Again, year-to-date non-standard overtime at $244,000 compared to $206,000 from last year. We got year-to-date salaries, including the regular and the standard overtime, at $4.7 million, which is trending the same as last year. Okay, and vacation and sick pay was $496,000 compared to $361,000 last year. And our staff efficiency is at 87% for March. COVID-related expenses for March went down $646, but year-to-date we're at $44,395. Our current staffing requirements, we need 1 engineer, 9 firefighters, and 1 administrative staff. Okay, and HR updates, Chief has mentioned some of these, but no new workers' comp injuries. We had 4 new firefighters on shift as of March 20th. We're accepting applications for the training officer as of March 19th, and experienced firefighter interviews will be April 22nd through the 23rd. And that's all I have if there are no questions.
Okay, thank you. Donald, do you have an attorney's update?
Yeah, I thought I'd go ahead and tell a little bit about our meeting with the Seabrook utility. As everyone will remember, Commissioner Lehman had gone to a town hall meeting at Seabrook, and based on some comments she heard, thought that there might be some, I guess, misunderstandings or mix-ups about our position on the fire hydrant fees with the Seabrook utility. So we had said at the last meeting we were going to have a meeting with Mayor Gregg and also with Annie Smith-Jones, who is the Kiowa Seabrook, the Seabrook, not Kiowa, utility head person who's kind of new in that position. We had the meeting. We basically set our position out and set the record straight. I felt like it went well in terms of our presentation. It was Commissioner Lehman, myself, and the chief. I did sense that maybe they had some misconceptions about, what exactly we were doing and why. They asked for some additional materials, which we provided, which was primarily the Public Service Commission documents and stuff that we dealt with in Kiowa. So I feel like we made our pitch. We set the record straight once again. We probably cleared up some misconceptions, and the ball is solidly in their court, and we may or may not hear back from them. I just don't know, but I felt like it went well. Deb, didn't you feel like it went well?
I did, and they both confirmed that they got the package that you sent. So at this point, I agree with you. I don't know that we need to send a letter from me. I thought maybe we just kind of see what they do with the information that you sent them. I
think that's probably correct. We'll sort of see. So But clearly, from Ms. Smith-Jones's, I don't know, perspective, it seemed like, I don't know, she was looking for more of a fight, I think, than we had. We just were like, no, we just want to explain what's going on. And I think maybe she'd gotten some misinformation. And so we're getting her back to home base, and I felt like it went well. So that's the report. That's all I have. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So under old business, with the PGA, Chief, did you have anything to add? I mean, you've gone over it, but do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I was gonna send an estimated cost to both the resort that they could give to the PGA about what our overtime expenses are potentially impacting our budget. And to see if there's any room there to have some of that refunded to us, or, basically paid for. As Ryan suggested, we're going to have people at the intelligence hub gathering. We're going to have fire inspectors there for the duration of the event, at least one on call for the entire time. We have to have an engine there placed that's mandatory for the entire PGA, dedicated to the PGA. And then we are going to have personnel inside the command post, and then probably 2 golf carts with EMT basics to kind of run with MUSC to help with that, and Charleston County EMS. So obviously those aren't items that we budget for on our normal budget. And since this is what we normally do for any contractor that's for profit, we charge them a fee for our services outside of our regular response.
Steve, what happened after the PGA in 2012? Did we get reimbursed?
Yes. Yes, but it wasn't during a pandemic either, but
Good.
Okay, I just noted under new business that I was going to bring up the MUSC new facility on Seabrook Island Road, but you already mentioned that we don't have a lot of information yet. And I didn't see the article in the Post and Courier, Bob, but I know they've been held up with different approvals. So I think if the chief talks to both mayors, if they haven't heard anything, I think they should help us to make sure that we're kept current on the information of, what's going on. If they start tearing the building down, I'll let you know. Okay. Any other new business? Okay, committee reports. Bill, for the building committee?
Bill, you're on
Bill,
mute.
are you?
There you go.
Sorry. There we go.
There you are.
The station 4, the roofing is done, except for one piece of ridge cap over the dormitory. Exterior painting is done. They were just finishing up the bay doors as I was there this afternoon. The exterior timber work is done. The big wooden timbers that are decorative. That's complete and painted. The Plimo vent system was going in this afternoon while I was there. The spray fireproofing has been installed in the ceiling of the garage area underneath the dorms. Flooring is done in the kitchen and the lounge and the hallways, and it's covered with paper, being protected, of course. Kitchen cabinets are mostly in place. They did have to send one back. It wasn't quite the right size, but they're getting another one very soon to replace that. The appliances were on the site, still sitting in the boxes in the kitchen. Carpet's been installed in all the sleeping rooms, and that's covered with paper to protect it. All the doors are installed. Tile work is in progress still. Some toilet fixtures are installed. The turnout gear washer has been installed along with the the laundry sink that goes along with that. The elevator is a really good story. It's done. It passed inspection the first time, which the inspector said that's the first one he's had passed the first time in a long time. So, so the guys did a good job with that. April 23rd is now looking like the substantial completion date instead of April 21st. So April 23rd is Friday, week from this coming Friday. And the trailer is, the logistics are happening in the background to get the trailer moved. They still got to put an axle under the trailer. They have to add an axle to it because the 4 axles that are under the trailer now are bent. And that sounds like a design issue with the original trailer manufacturer, Scotsman. It looks to me like they just didn't make the axle strong enough to carry the weight of the trailer. Robert will be taking the tongue to the site later on this week or early next week. So that's ready to be bolted onto the trailer and then moved. And we've got some other things going on in the background here. I've set up a meeting with David Myers to, well, it hasn't been set up yet, but it's supposed to be this Thursday or Friday. David's going to get back to me. We want to meet at the site at 825 Main Road, and we'd like to do that right after David's meeting at Station 4. So that's going to happen either Thursday or Friday afternoon. I'll try to nail that down tomorrow with David and get a note out to all of you. So then, like I say, after David's meeting at Station 4, then we'll go out to Main Road and ask David to go through the building with us and see what he can help us with there. That was discussed in our logistics meeting on Thursday. So, and at the same time, Ryan Matthews, the superintendent on Station 4, wants to go out there and look at that Main Road site to see if there's going to be trouble getting the trailer in there. I did check. There are 2 gates at that site. There's a gate on each side of the building, so it would be relatively easy, I would think, to get the trailer into the gate on the south side of the building. So the chief at some point we'll have to arrange for a key and get your folks there too on this Thursday or Friday meeting, if that works. So that's all I have.
Bill, someone maybe should measure the gate. Like if you're facing from the road and you're facing the building and you're talking about the right-hand side where there's a gate, we may need to measure the width of that gate and the width of the trailer, because to be honest with you, when you're pulling a load, making that turn, I don't think the gate's going to be wide enough, to be honest with you. I used to work for a company that's hauled structural steel, and you kind of you need a little bit more room to swing in there. And I know we have a little bit of, between the road and to get to the gate, we do have some room to make a little bit of the turn. But I'm thinking when you talk to Ryan, I think it might be a little bit of a challenge.
That's one thing Ryan wanted to look at. I believe that gate, Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that gate is a double gate. There's, in other words, two swinging gates there, so that's probably 20 feet wide.
Yeah,
so
2 moving gates.
Yeah, so that's probably 16
Yeah, I would
or
guess
20
about
feet
20.
wide, I'd say. So Ryan will check it out when he comes out and looks at it.
I would imagine they brought 18-wheelers in during their heyday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking they didn't have anything as long as the trailer. I'm thinking of the length of the trailer when you're making the turn. So, we'll have Brian look at it. But I agree with you, Steve. They've had tractor trailers in there. It's the length of the load and making the turn that I'm just a little concerned about. But, we can check it out and be prepared.
Yeah. That's a 60-foot trailer. Of course, they've got that machine lift that can move the back end of the trailer around if they need to. That's a pretty slick machine. I watched them use that when they were moving the trailer from station 6 to station 4.
So,
So any other
go
questions?
ahead.
Bill, any update on Station 6?
Station 6, no. The Choate has been, putting all their efforts and personnel into finishing up Station 4 on time, and then they'll go back to Station 6, and they got to do the elevated patio, get that repaired and sloped in there, and then they were going to do some hand digging around the fire sprinkler room there on the lower level to see what where the underground hole collapse is coming from. So that's not been scheduled yet. So after Station 4 is done, they'll do that.
Are we any closer to settling with the contractor on the final payment?
No,
Station 6.
it's not been brought up, and there's been no mention of that at this point.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is Choate probably won't get to do any of this work until possibly after the PGA, and until we know how much these final items are going to cost, I wouldn't be interested in settling with Hal and Hal. So they're just going to have to cool their heels.
Hal and Hal is right. Hal and Hal has never even made a request that I know of for final payment. I mean, not lately. They did several months ago. And we didn't give them anything.
My answer to them or their attorney is we're not going to discuss any settlement until everything's fixed. And we have contractors hired to fix it, but until we have all these items fixed, there's no need for a discussion. So
that's right. That's my opinion too.
And Bill, you said 825 Main. Is that this Friday or next Friday?
That's going to be either this Thursday or this Friday.
So either 15th or 16th?
And like I say, I'll try to nail it. Is that the
Thank
dates? Yeah, I'll try to nail that down with David tomorrow.
Right, this Friday, remember, we have that tabletop exercise up on Kiowa, that 5 of us will be there for that.
Okay, and that's, what time is that, Chief?
From 10 until 2.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll see what
10 a.m.
what David's schedule is.
Yeah.
I'll call you right back.
Okay.
And then am I correct that the next building committee meeting is April 27th at 10 o'clock, which I don't know if you want that to be on
Yes.
site or. So we should plan on April 27th to be on site for the building meeting?
That's fine with me, and nothing wrong with that. I know there needs to be a walkthrough that St. John's Fire wants to walk through. I don't know that that's been scheduled yet. I'm not aware of that. I don't know when that's going to happen.
Okay, if you and the chief can just keep us updated, because I don't want to get in the way. And I know there's key people that need to do the walkthrough, but I'm just, if you want to have the committee meeting there, you just need to let us know.
Bill, would the 27th be too early for the walkthrough?
I don't know. Chief, when did you want to do the walkthrough? Any thoughts there?
I would like to do our initial walkthrough as soon as possible for us, and then you're talking about the formal walkthrough?
Yes, after the certificate of occupancy and before the firefighters move in, or it can be after the firefighters move in too.
I thought that was gonna be coordinated with the architect.
Yeah, what did he say for the completion date?
April 23rd.
The 23rd. He's saying substantial completion is the 23rd. And
Right.
Chief, you did say you'd like to just the district do a first walkthrough, and then the second walkthrough would kind of be the official one with the architect, but you could compare notes on what you saw prior to the
Right.
walkthrough with the architect was the plan.
Well, I think that following week, then we should probably do the official walkthrough if the architect and everybody is available. So, that's looking like Monday the 26th or Tuesday the 27th.
Yeah, if they're not available on the 26th, they probably do have Tuesday the 27th at 10 o'clock on their calendar, because that's when I think we have a building committee meeting. That's why I was wondering if we're challenged with calendar juggling, that Tuesday the 27th at 10, all the players should be available. Now, I don't know if that would be Steve Coe or he'd want Andrew, but if we forewarn them, we can maybe use that, time slot and meeting to do that, more people would be available.
Is
I
that
agree, and that's
something,
a 2-week notice.
is that something Ryan would coordinate or the architect?
Well, the architect would coordinate that, and I'll call Steve Coe tomorrow and see if he can make that happen at that Tuesday the 10 o'clock on the 27th.
Yeah, because
Okay.
that way Ryan and Chris Palmer would have it on their calendar, and some of their other
Right.
key people. So I'm just thinking if we go with that Tuesday 27th at 10, you're just going to get more players. But yeah, that Steve Coe personally is representing his company. Okay.
Right. Yeah, we could do the 10 o'clock regular meeting, and then after that, we could do the walkthrough with everybody, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to coordinate that with Steve Coe.
Okay. Any other building committee questions, comments? Okay, as Ramona said, we met on Thursday, April 8th, and I really don't have anything to add. She was very thorough on her finance report. Steve, do you have anything from Human Resource?
No, we did not meet.
Okay. Eric, do you want to give us a summary on the strategic meeting that we had on the 8th? And you're on mute, by the way. There you go.
Well, we had some, I guess, intense discussions on the building and the property, and I think we've basically come to one conclusion: is we really need to sit down and plan basically a master plan for the entire property. And we're going to meet with David to come up with some solutions, whether anything there is useful or not. That's what the purpose of the meeting is for, either Thursday or Friday.
Okay. Public and firefighter comments. I don't see anyone on the line, so we'll just jump to commissioner comments. So, Mary, do you have any comments?
No comment.
Okay. Leroy?
Yes, ma'am, I do have a few things. I'd like to say congratulations to all the officers that got promoted. That's really good when we're promoting from within. If you guys have been paying, I know you guys have, you see that our workman's comp injuries has gone down. That comes from having great morale and everyone's trying to do the right thing. I need to thank the chief and all the people in the admin office who are making sure that our employees are happy and getting the things that they want to get their job done. 2020 was a bad year, and we didn't have very many injuries through there, a couple of COVID injuries. But other than that, we're doing good. And workman's comp is insurance, and when you don't spend insurance money, you get to spend it someplace else. Thank you. Everyone stay safe.
Thank you. Eric, do you have any comments?
Want to congratulate all the new officers and thank them for their service.
Okay, Frank.
Just a couple quick things. First of all, congratulations to everybody who got promoted, the increased responsibility that comes along with it, and thank you for their dedication to the district. Want to compliment Carrie. What an excellent example of selfless service, her organizing that with the help of Steve Manti. What an excellent example to the district and the employees that we have working together. So thank you, Carrie, for all your hard work and helping the community and those that are less fortunate during this time of need. And then also just finally, want to thank all the firefighters, administrative staff for all their hard work ongoing due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and everybody for continuing to have a positive attitude, working hard, proudly representing the district, and for encouraging people to get out and continue to get vaccinated so we can get this virus past us. Thank you.
Thank you. Ike, do you have any comments?
Yes, I again also like to congratulate all the promotional who got an opportunity to move up in rank, and also hats off to the individuals that went out to help the community in a good way. It shows that we care about them as well as the community care about us. And also hats off to the our command staff, because we're great leaders, we got great followers. And I hope that we all from the chief on down to the last employee, everybody be on one page, and things seem to be working very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ike. Bob, do you have any comments? You're on mute, Bob.
There you go.
Okay.
I'd like to congratulate the new officers and their promotion. It's a major step for them and for the department. And congratulations to the firefighters and what they did, coming up with the funds for the community. The only thing I would add to that is that when they're passing the hat around, pass it to the commissioners too. That's it.
Okay, Bill, do you have any comments?
Congratulations to the firefighters that were promoted.
Okay, Steve?
I'd just like to second what the other commissioners have said, and thank you.
Thank you. I have no comment. Okay, I have a curiosity question. I have no topics for the executive session, but Donald, do you or Chief, do you have topics that we should adjourn into an executive session? And you're both on mute.
I don't, this is Donald. I don't have anything.
You're breaking up, Chief, but
I spoke with Donald this morning. We have nothing pressing for this evening.
Okay, well then it's the first in my experience on the commission that we do not need to have an executive session, which actually
I was going to say, my legal advice is take advantage of it and run.
Yeah, well, I think it's a positive thing.
It is. It is.
Yeah, and we don't have any motions to present tonight, so if no one has any other items, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, aye.
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 Any opposed?